episode 19. We're going to be talking about Comicpalooza, Destiny House of Wolves. We're going to be talking about The Witcher 3. We're going to be talking about bullshit. We're going to be talking about, a little bit of bump and grind.
Stuff.
And then wrong with a little bit of bump and grind.
So anyway.
Yeah.
So what has anybody been playing anything new other than House of Wolves?
I finished Child of Light. It was an awesome game.
Spoiler alert, tell us what happens in the end.
That's where I got confused.
The maid did it.
I kind of want people to play that game and explain to me why it just randomly went the direction that it did. But it had the basic ending. Evil queen dies, you save your people, and you become the new queen and shit like that. But then, right before you fought the queen, she started going into all this different heritage and about you being the descendant of a conqueror, and she being the descendant of the original family that ruled over that land, and your family coming and taking the land from her family. And I was like, none of this shit was hinted at early on in the game. This was all just dumped on me right at the end of the last fight. And then they don't explain it. It was just okay, the evil witch is dead. The evil queen is dead. Now I can save my people. So it was, they kind of set the game up to make it look like it's some sort of, a simple story. It's just evil queen, evil queen and two evil stepsisters and a little girl who's trying to, survive all of that and get back home because they poisoned her and sent her to this Alice in Wonderland type place. Anyways.
Well, you know what all that heritage crap was, don't you? It was pointless time filler to make the game longer.
But it only added
even if it's just 2 minutes.
And it's not even a whole 2 minutes because it's not you had time to push the button and scroll down. They just started talking on their own, so you had to just kind of keep up with what was happening. Because there is no dubbing in it at all. So it's just they're having this conversation, you kind of reading these little thought bubbles, and
you just kind of have to try and keep up.
And I was just confused. I was like, why did they randomly want to throw lore into this game? I thought it was just a simple evil queen.
To make it more complex, don't you know that?
And then they throw that in there at the end, and I'm just like, well, can we follow up on this? Can I go and find out about my heritage? Who's this conqueror? Who's it was weird. Anyways.
Somebody unanswered questions.
I played a couple of games that I've never played before. I finally gave Goat Simulator a try. For work, actually. Now that I work at the radio station, I've been making the DJs play really ridiculous games.
Yeah, I saw that video of Dan.
Yes. This week I'm going to make him play I Am Bread.
Oh my god,
Does anybody know what I Am Bread is?
I love that game.
I have no clue what that is.
You start out as a piece of bread in a loaf of bread, and you have to make your way across the kitchen to toast yourself.
Dude, there's a whole storyline for that, right?
Yeah. The dude, there's a guy you're
Turns
trying
out
to
the guy's
feed.
crazy.
He's depressed.
Yeah.
It's really difficult.
And the bread is actually trying to kill the guy.
Yeah, because he's trying to overeat or something.
They even have a bread wars.
The whole game is really hard to control, and you can accidentally lodge yourself into roaches or bugs on the floor, and then the bugs will be on the bread, and you have an edibility factor. If it gets to 0, so if you've been on the floor for too long, you'll just have to fail and start over. So you have to find a way to swing your way to the oven or the toaster.
And you have to manage to turn.
Yeah. You work all 4 corners individually.
Yeah,
it's fucked up.
You can take one corner.
It's rage inducing.
Lodge it to stick it to one of the knobs for the stovetop. Turn it and then lay yourself on top of that burner.
And then you have to flip yourself over.
Then flip yourself over and you toast yourself.
Yeah.
I done heard some shit in my day.
But you get a grade for how much edibility you have
before you got toasted.
Say you somehow managed to flop yourself over onto some butter.
Oh shit!
Before you toast
you
yourself,
get an A++?
Yeah, you can get an A+.
Whoa, I did not know that.
I did one where I flopped myself into a sugar thing.
You bastard!
Yeah.
I spent an entire day and finally got toasted, and I was burnt on one side, and I was just I'll take it. I was all sweaty and mad. But yeah, I'm gonna make DJ Dan Patrick play that game on KFox95's YouTube. It's gonna be hilarious.
And I thought Goat Simulator was the craziest shit I've seen released this year. I Am Bread.
I am bread.
Let's.
You know, there's like way worse ones than that too.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Table
Like
simulator.
rock simulator where you just sit in the fucking grass.
And it
Right.
costs like $12.
I have actually been playing Subnautica.
What the fuck is Subnautica?
It's have you ever heard of Stranded Deep? It's a game similar to that. It's basically
It sounds like a porno.
You're-
I was thinking
Stranded.
leave it to Blacksheep to bring up porno shit.
What the fuck was that?
The cat did it.
It was the ghost.
Now.
It was the porno ghost.
Crew!
But it's basically this game where it's set in the future. You're going through space and something happens. Your ship crashes into this planet, and it's like this. Basically, it's this giant water-based
Gang
planet.
of dudes comes out. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
looks
to-
like you're all alone. The
Time
long
for-
dick style.
Oh god.
But basically, you're trying to survive on this like water-based planet, and you start off with with a little pod, and like it has a fabricator, and you go and collect all these different like, I guess you could say ingredients.
Specimens, ingredients,
Yeah.
3D print that shit later.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
And then like they've added more and more updates to it. Now you can actually go into the big ship that you crashed on the planet in, and you have to like go in and fix a bunch of breaks and like re-weld shit so that it's not leaking radioactive shit into the water.
Eventually, okay, so eventually do you think that they're going to make it to where you can repair your ship enough to fly to different planets?
I don't know. I think the point of the game is to just be able to get off the planet.
Oh.
And I think they're slowly working towards that because they've been adding more and more updates like over the past few weeks.
On your shirt, is that Mario and Luigi on, like, carrying the Oregon Trail wagon, like, pulling it?
I think so, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on. It looked like I've probably been staring at your breast for the past 2 minutes.
It's okay.
But your shirt does have a lot of stuff going on. I see Donkey Kong, I see Master Chief. Where'd you get that?
I actually got it in a loot crate last year.
Oh, last year it just
Last year.
started. Oh, I need to warn people about Loot Crate real quick, because I mean, maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know. But, okay, so you can get the 1 month subscription. And if you like it, you could say, okay, that was pretty cool. Hey, the next theme seems cool. I think I'll get another one. So you'll go online and you'll sign up for it again. Well, it turns out that Loot Crate, their 1 month
Wait.
subscription, what? This is why I got 3
So
on
when you-
accident.
okay.
And why I got 2 on accident the month after that. No.
So you didn't know that
The
once
1
you
month.
sign up, it keeps going.
No. The 1 month subscription.
Yeah,
That's fucked up. It's called a 1 month subscription.
but you know it does say it keeps going though.
It renews itself
Yeah.
every month. I didn't know
Unless
that.
you,
So you
unless
just
you
be going
tell
and
it to
buying them
stop.
on top of that?
I've been
All right.
getting a new
Yeah.
one. So I had 3 subscriptions, and that's why I got 3 Loot Crates last month. So maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. And, you know, maybe a lot of Loot Crate sales have been made off of stupid people. Having said that, I do not regret anything that has happened. I liked having extra ones to do giveaways with, and it's been cool, so I'm not worried about it. But, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I got this in a loot crate. I think it was the December loot crate. I don't even remember what the theme was. I know the following month was the launch theme, and then after that was the console wars, which is, I think y'all have seen that.
Yeah, I've
I
seen
think
the
I've
console
worn
wars.
that shirt.
My shirts haven't been that cool. Lame.
The green and white one, the green and white ranger one.
The green and white, yeah, I haven't worn
Yeah.
that yet. And the
Yeah, I
Dungeons
saw
and
that one.
Dragons
It
one
was
is
cool.
pretty cool. I
I
wore
did-
that
I
fucking
did
James
get-
Bond one yesterday.
I
That was
did
weird.
get one loot crate that didn't actually have a shirt in it, and that was the Dragons theme.
Yeah, that was the one. Henry got that one.
That
too.
one was cool though, just because I got dragon jerky.
You got and you got
Dragon.
Yeah.
Ready Player One.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
book. Yeah, I mean that one looked cool. Anyway,
I want
Okay.
dragon jerky.
you know any of the new?
It didn't taste any better
games that are
than
coming out
regular
next
beef
month?
jerky.
No,
But was it good or just?
I don't think Green
Tastes like
regular
tastes like
jerky.
regular
I'd be
beef
like,
jerky.
I
hey,
love beef jerky, so that would work.
Netflix
It
has
was
got a
just
lot
green.
of really good stuff next month. Go look it up yourselves. I know orange is the new black is coming back, so just fucking look it
Oh,
up.
thank God. I'm so happy for that.
Yeah, but it's gonna be like a day later. You're gonna be like, no, I'm gonna wait another year for
Right.
an episode. That's how I am.
Binge watcher.
Yeah.
I eventually had to like make myself
How long did it take
binge
you to watch Daredevil?
About 3 days.
Yeah, it's about right.
Yeah, you remember I had told y'all that I was trying to like space it out.
Didn't
I finally just said fuck it.
Yeah.
That never works with me. I can never space anything out. I just have to sit there and just continuously watch it
Yeah.
and watch it and watch it.
Well, I just had so much going on that
think
like
every week.
one night while I was working on
Two
cosplay stuff,
episodes a day.
I just sat down, turned it on, and sat there and sewed while
It
watching.
ended up working out pretty well for me because when I watched The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, I watched that the first night. I didn't go to sleep until like 5 or 6 in the morning. And doing that, I saw my favorite scene. I ended up recording it on the computer and throwing it up on YouTube, and now it's had over 50,000 likes. Or 50,000 views.
Yeah.
And just tons of likes, just a lot of people. It's just really cool that something I uploaded, you know, I didn't make it, but something I uploaded has that many likes, and that's just cool to me.
Makes you feel good.
I put a Permakids button on there, so like maybe somebody might accidentally click it, but then like I go to the link and it's like we only have like 200 views on our intro into greatness.
Yes.
Pretty good.
Fucking Merlin claiming the Full House song. Like, who are these people? Did y'all ever Google them?
Yeah, I did.
They're not real. That's like a scam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's
There's-
nothing you can
there's-
do about
yeah.
it. Like, even there's so many people
Anybody
that's
can
actually
make a claim, and then it's like a third party has recognized it. So then we get flagged, and we look like we have bad standing on YouTube.
Yeah.
I've been downloading a lot of free, no copyright music off YouTube, off the free archives, starting up a folder, and then you guys got J-Rock and stuff. So like, whenever he makes beats and stuff, we can just use that.
There's actually a couple of people that do make copyright.
GarageBand.
Like they make the whole copyright-free music that you can use. I know several YouTubers that use it, and like one of my favorites, Jacksepticeye, has openly like advertised
As
for
long
this
as you
guy.
say this is from
Yeah.
the person.
Well, even then, the only time he has ever actually said, "Hey, this music is from so and so," is when somebody asks him in his Q&A videos, and he's like, "Yeah, this is where I got it." He makes it so that you don't have to worry about it being copyrighted. So
Well, I mean,
I'll get a link for that and send
yes, send that to me.
it to you.
Is there anything else before we get into House of Wolves or Comicpalooza?
Oh, good lord! I played a little bit of The Witcher 3, which it's honestly it's really good. Like, especially visually,
It looks so much different from the first two.
it does. It really does. And visually, it's on par with like Dragon Age Inquisition. The soundtrack for it was amazing. Like as soon as you go into a fight with like any kind of creature,
Yeah.
it immediately starts playing this really super epic, like Game of Thrones, Tolkien, Middle Earth
Yeah.
style, like epic music. And I mean, there's so many quests going on, and it's
Yeah.
just massive.
I was watching a couple of people play it on Twitch. We wanted to show our support of Witcher 3, but none of us have really gotten into 1 or 2.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Well, I
played
never played 1 or
two.
2.
What?
to go with that whole thing. They did some shady shit themselves.
How so?
They
Really?
downgraded the PC version to look like everyone, like the other ones.
Really?
So everybody got pissed off. I mean, if I'm gonna have a high PC and I'm gonna play that, I want it to look like it's supposed to be. But for you to go behind them and just be like, okay, we're just gonna downgrade that, then so now they're backpedaling and putting out patches and shit to try to make it look better. But that just kind of fucked me up.
At least
That
you don't
is
have to pay
kinda
for them. At least you don't have to pay for them.
I better not
Yeah.
pay for it. I'll be pissed.
Yeah.
Like,
But,
You know, we're not the ones playing on PC.
no, I'm just saying, like, that's either way. Like,
can
even though
put
I don't play on
yourselves in
PC,
their
yeah, it's still
shoes,
fucked
yeah.
up. Like,
but I mean, you're talking about you know
Ubisoft
not
does that
and
shit
not
too.
having played 1 or 2. Honestly, to me, it's kind of like Dragon Age Inquisition was, where you don't really have to play the first 2 to understand like what's going on story wise.
Just kind of looks
So-
like Fable and like Dragon Age.
It kind of is, especially like Dragon Age with the whole plethora of quests, and if you do this quest, it may close off another one. You know?
Oh, I don't like that. That makes me too nervous.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm missing stuff, and I'm not ever gonna get to go back and do it unless I play the game all over again.
Yeah, you have to play the game multiple
Fuck
times
that
to
noise.
see everything. But I do like the fact that it's true open world, as opposed to like you have the quote unquote open world where you go out into this world and it takes time to load that world, and then if you want to go into a town, you have to load that town.
Oh.
No, this is you go from out into the wild straight into a town, no load time, just immediately. Like, going through a gate and having that load time or load screen. You just walk through the gate and the city's there.
I downloaded Witcher 2 when it was free for Xbox Gold.
Yeah, I did too.
And I tried playing it just before I went and got an Xbox One.
Was that like top view kind of
No, it was
third person?
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it looks like Fable, but it doesn't play. Well, at least The Witcher 2 on my end on Witcher 2, it doesn't play like Fable. It's the combat feels way too sluggish for me to give a fuck. Like the story seemed like it'd be cool, and it looked like some cool perks came with like leveling up, of course. But like as I was fighting stuff, I was just like, man, this guy's not reacting. What's his name? Garrett?
Yeah,
Garroth?
Garrett or Garroth or something like that.
He was not reacting as fast as I could react on the
Yeah,
controller. So
yeah.
I was just, and it was upsetting me.
Yeah.
I was just like,
That's a big red flag for me.
That's one of the problems I've been having with Witcher 3 is
like
the reaction times are slower than what your hands are doing.
Like I tapped the quick attack button and it's like 3 seconds later and a sword comes flying. I'm just like, nah, this ain't gonna work. And it's got a mechanic in there. At least in The Witcher 2, it's got a mechanic in there where you can counter. So you got to, so you have to either block or parry at a certain time right when somebody swings down at you, and you still have that slow reaction. Nah, I wasn't fucking with that musically at all. So.
Well, like they've added in there, like with the crossbow for 3, you know, it slows down time and gives you a chance to, like, aim, which is honestly, it's cool, but at the same time, that to me feels almost like cheating, because if you're gonna, you know, shoot something with a crossbow in real life. And yes, I know it's a fucking game. It's not real life, whatever. But, you know, if you're going to try and make this gameplay as realistic as possible, make all of it that way, not just this part or that part. And that's one of the things I don't like about 3 is that, like, with the ranged weapon, you get that delay to where it gives you a chance to aim. Now, let me learn that skill of aiming on the fly.
See, I'm all about Phantom Breaker type gameplay. If I push a button, I want to see a punch almost immediately after I push a button.
Super Smash Brothers.
Exactly.
All right, enough of that. Let's talk about House of Wolves. Are you guys liking that?
I do.
I'm loving it.
It's a nice change of pace. We're going back to the whole, what I was telling them in the car, we're going back to the whole bullet sponge type of gameplay with bosses. Instead of having a fucking degree in order to beat a boss like Crota, where you have to take a shield down and the only person that can hurt his actual health is a sword bearer or Arbiton, my nigga Atheon, where you have to have Tom's Vengeance in order to do damage. You don't have to have a degree to beat these bosses. You just have to survive. It's survival. That's basically what they're arena matches, and they throw shit tons of waves of enemies at you, and then they throw a boss at you, and the boss is just, you know, put as many bullets in them as fast as possible, as humanly possible.
So I haven't played it at all because my Xbox Gold account had been
Expired.
Yes, it has expired. But it automatically renewed for me. I looked at my bank account, $60 pulled out, and I was like, well, that makes that decision easier. So you will have your Titan coming back very soon. Having said that, with the survival thing, do you think that I'm even going to be able to do anything? Because you guys know how I play. I'll die fast.
Okay, think of it how. God damn.
I'll be like,
In all actuality, the gameplay for this plays for you the way you. It kind of does for him. It does.
I got
yeah.
a shield.
It actually depends on what you're playing in.
Wait a minute.
What you're
The
doing.
In Prison of Elders, his way of playing, no.
It's just
You
like,
need cover.
it's just like at the end of a strike when you fight a boss. Like you have this big room that you're in, except there's nowhere to hide. You just have to keep running. You have to
now,
stay in
It
motion.
will come. There are during the Prison of
Disarm
Elders.
the mines.
Exactly. There are objectives where you have to like disarm mines. You have to do some other shit. Your shield will come in handy for those things. But like as far as just going in the ground and pounding, no, pimp.
Not gonna happen.
No.
Damn.
you will get leveled.
Well, I guess it's just gonna take me getting it to find out.
Hardest boss we played was this Cabal, whoever the fuck.
I'm gonna say that was Valis to Ark's like older brother who's in
That
jail.
was Val's to Ark.
Val's
first cousin.
Kilmer.
Yeah.
That was his fucking deity. Val's to Ark worships that guy. That is the Cabal Jesus. But he recalibrates his shield.
Yeah.
It starts with solar, and then you're just like, oh, okay, Galhorn, and then it switches to void, and you shoot a Galhorn rocket, and he was like, ha, that shit out of here, and he just like kicks you across the no.
He Hulk kicks
Yeah.
Timothy Roth up against a tree.
So, yeah, it's a nice change of pace.
Now before that, the story missions, there's like 7 or 8 in all, which is like 5 more than what Crota had. And they actually make sense.
And decent length.
You actually can finish a storyline to the end or Prison of Elders. Bungie learned that what they did with the Dark Below was fucking terrible. And they heard people complain, and they
listened.
actually fixed it.
They
Which
listened
surprised
and
me.
did something different.
Yeah, Dark Below is like 3 things.
Yeah, it was like because there was a few missions where you can't play anymore on Dark Below, so you really only have like 2 missions in the strike.
Yeah,
You can play all the missions with Prison of Elders, with the House of Wolves and the Strike, and the Prison of Elders and the Trials of Osiris, which I haven't played yet, so I don't even want to like comment on. But
I saw some of y'all's armor. It looked really cool. Your weird horns and stuff. That almost just like I've got to see what the Titan gets.
it's he gets good stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you, this one kind of did go towards the Warlock on this group, but
That's fine.
yeah, but it's still each one still has cool things though. Like Hunter has a helmet to where when he shoots the golden gun, it's one shot, but it does 6 times the damage.
Yes.
I felt like the Dark Below is kind of the Titans like thing, like the whole beginning where you can shield walk your way through, and then having to stand on plates. Shield helps with that again, and so I just felt like that was like a Titan thing. So
Finally, the Warlocks get something before their Radiance, which I still haven't stumbled across yet. But they get a chest piece that, when you resurrect with Radiance, it blinds everybody around you, which makes it easier to resurrect them in a crowd instead of just like sitting there waiting and hoping that your teammates don't die.
You know how many times during the Nightfall I've gotten stabbed by the fucking Fallen, and then they're just surrounding my body, and the second I resurrect, they just slice me again, I die again.
Damn.
So that's gonna come in incredible, like in great handy.
So no new subclasses though, right?
No,
No, not
Damn.
yet.
that's on Destiny 2.
The new strike. The new strike is actually pretty fun, but it's relatively short compared to the rest of them.
It is.
It doesn't take long to finish. Even the Nightfall took the longest because that was unknown territory for us, and
We fucking died like 3 or 4 times.
oh damn, it was horrible. It was horrible. I had died twice before Henry and Anthony had even got on. I was about ready to when they first got on there. I was like, you know what? I'm about ready to quit because I can only take getting shot out the orbit about 3 times before I'm done with the game for the day. So,
For the week maybe.
but I went ahead and toughed it out for another 3 times. That 3rd time, when I was about to get shot back out the orbit, a 6th time, I was like, I'm not playing this again.
Ain't gonna
But
lie.
we finished it. I was like, all right, cool. I'm
I'm not gonna lie, I was laughing at first, but then on that 3rd or 4th one, I was like, all right, I'm kind of getting mad. That shit it wasn't getting funny anymore.
I think the funnest thing about the DLC though is re-rolling guns. I can play Lotto with my perks.
Any gun you get now, any new gun you get now, you have the option of going to the gunsmith and you can reforge it to get like different perks.
And it doesn't
until
take
you
a
get,
lot of
it
glimmer
takes
to do it.
Yeah, it's just like
250?
250 glimmer, one motive light, and like
Yeah.
some weapon parts.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so you can get like new. You can
Yeah,
if you don't like the perks that
The
it comes
weapon
with,
part
you can
amount
get
is only
different.
it's only 5 weapon parts that you need.
You can almost make you a black hammer.
I'm probably gonna start playing again tonight.
I used up all my glimmer. The last time I played was like Saturday or Sunday morning. I used up all my glimmer. I did no missions. I just sat there and used up all my glimmer, re-rolling a sniper rifle.
And it's even easier to max out your glimmer now too. Easy.
That's good. That's very good.
The with upgrading weapons, you need these things called etheric light to upgrade your legendary weapons.
They're like raid gear, basically. It's that hard to get them.
You can get them during nightfalls. I think you can get them during PvP matches, but mainly you'll get them through playing Prison of Elders and Trials of Osiris. So,
Which,
like, if you have an old gun that you loved and then you want to keep, and you get it in etheric light, you can upgrade that. Same with your armor also.
Okay.
if you're really, 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 really lucky, you'll get etheric light on the first 2 levels of Prison of Elders. But you gotta have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be really lucky because I didn't get one on the
I got
first
one.
You're almost guaranteed to get them on the level 34 and the level 35 Prison of Elders. Almost.
Yeah,
Do you guys suggest that I get it?
I mean, so for the price, I'm
is
not
it, 15
mad
bucks?
at it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's worth it. It's worth the price.
I'll get it.
It's more worth it. It's more worth the price than Dark Below
yes.
was.
Yeah, that's
So-
guaranteed.
Way more. And like I said, we haven't even finished. We only did the level 28 and 32 of Prison of Elders. We haven't even done.
I've only done 28. I haven't done them.
Yeah, we didn't
Man,
get
you
34 and
just need some more
35, which
people
is like
helping out.
godlike. So,
Can I rant for a bit?
go ahead.
No,
let him get his
come
key
on,
ran
there's
out.
You know
there's
he's
I'll
gonna-
bring him back
this.
around. Let him get his key ran out.
Come on, man.
He's gonna no matter what.
No,
just let him do
this
it.
is
This
this
about
has
the-
nothing
this
that
about the
y'all
treasure
can't.
keys.
Yeah, exactly. This has nothing to do with anything else. It's just about the treasure keys.
You know what? I'm gonna.
My condolences for you for not being able to get the first set of raid gear and Galahorn, and you and everybody else that didn't get the first set of raid gear and get the level 30 first, because it is infuriating not getting something
Yeah.
that you absolutely
You finally-
fucking need.
I'm
finally
sorry, but this,
feel the way
I have
it
to agree with him on this. Those fucking keys are pissing me off not being able to.
I'm gonna
to
get
them.
like 7
I-
of them
the
tonight.
last 2 days, the last 2 days, I've done like 30 fucking chests and not one key.
Now the thing with the keys is this: I'm actually cool that it's scarce to get keys because it keeps the game going longer for you to come back and keep
It
playing.
does.
that shit.
It does.
Like I don't want everybody to be level 34 and within like an hour, and now we're just like, now what do we do? So now granted, I'm saying that because I got 4 keys in the bank just chilling.
Hell yeah. He's level 33 already.
Reps,
I'm
son,
still
son of a
32 and a
bitch.
half.
I am 33 and a half to be
Wasn't I
exact.
33?
No.
How'd you get was 32 back then?
Oh, okay, I'm 32 then.
So if I need one etheric light, then I can max out 34. But
It just draws me up the wall because after the end of the Prison of Elders, you go down here into this vault, and there's 2 small chests that you can open, and there's a possibility you can get keys out of those. But there's a really big chest where it's always gonna have badass shit in it,
You can't
but you can't open
without
it
a key.
without a treasure
That's
key.
insulting.
So we went through that level 32 bullshit and fought that big Cabal Jesus with his warping goddamn shield. And I get down there to the bottom of the fucking vault, and I ain't got no goddamn treasure key. I ain't get shit out of the big chest, and we sat there and fought that nigga for an hour. I'm upset.
to be fair though, you did get like a legendary weapon during that one too though.
Eh.
I got the same thing. I had a key, still got bullshit. So like I didn't really advance either. I was just cool, got a machine gun. Or when we beat Crota, it was like cool, I got a No Land Beyond again. When everybody else got some shit.
See, I could have used an exotic shard.
Chatterwhite.
What was that I got? With
God damn, Chatterwhite.
Oh,
You know
the
what?
Red, what
Red
is it?
Death.
Red Death is what I got.
I would be pretty upset if I got a Chatterwhite out of one of those chests.
Dude, if they give Shadow White on anything right now, I'd go crazy.
They do have a bunch of new shaders, and some of them do look pretty cool. I'm not fucking with the Queen's shaders, but like a lot of the new factions, like well not new faction, but a lot of people like the new Monarchy and all them, they got new shaders. They do look pretty cool.
I still fucks with Sundan. Was that
Yeah, I like
pre-done?
Pre-dawn.
The Queen's ship looks badass.
The Queen ship is fucking
You can
awesome.
walk
Yeah.
around in it.
No.
No,
course
you
not.
can't.
Give a fuck.
It
No,
just looks pretty.
No. If you see it though, then you'll understand why we're saying that.
Yeah.
Does it look
It
like
looks fucking tight as
Firefly
fuck.
class ship or something?
It's just like this gigantic, like light blue, like moth fly looking ship that's just huge.
Nothing says cool like a light blue moth.
You damn right. You know what? And when I get that to level 4, I'm buying that fucking chip. So
That's good. Any more Destiny stuff before we ask about Comicpalooza?
Nah, that's pretty much it. The story mode, like he said, the story missions are actually decently length. They're fun to play. It's worth the $15. I'm gonna say. The 9 wins in a row. And Trials of Osiris.
yeah, we haven't played that yet, but Trials of Osiris is a 3v3, and you turn these like tokens in to the dude at the door, and he lets you go through and play, and you get like a little punch card where it's got like 9 spaces, and then you get 3 outs. So if your team loses 3 times, you have to start all the way over again. You don't get shit.
Wow.
So it's just like it's really for like the hardcore type of player.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's basically skirmish, except when you die, you stay dead until somebody revives you.
Yeah.
So you and your team have to be, coordinated
Yes.
and on point.
Like
yeah.
don't split
So
up.
we will never get to do that.
I mean, we can try it, but now the thing is,
I told him my faith will be restored if we can get all 6 of us on there and do Crota, or we could finish
Who's the
8
6?
Arbiton.
Us 4, JR, and Tyler?
Yeah.
Yes.
If we can beat Crota, all 6 of us, without having that big an issue, or we can get 6 of us to beat Arbiton on hard.
Again, we know his name is an Arthurton, but we say that for fun. I don't want like listeners to be like Arthurton. These guys don't know shit about gaming. How do they have a podcast?
Arthurton, Vexington, the third.
Mario and Luigi. All
I
right.
think when you get to 3 wins, you get a certain thing, and then it keeps going up more and more each win you get.
And then when
but
you
if
get
you
the
get 9
9
wins without losing, you get to go to Mercury, and you get to walk around and go to this. At the end, there's like this gigantic treasure chest where you get like a whole bunch of cool shit out of it. Like,
Hold
but that's
up,
9 wins in a
man.
row. That's
Yeah.
fucking hard.
Yes.
Unless
Now,
you're playing-
granted,
It
a
has
lot,
to be 9.
a lot of people
playing
have
against
been
a bunch
doing
of
that.
nine games against like a couple of kids.
No,
that
it
don't know-
switches each
it
time.
switches each time. You don't play against the
Yeah.
same people.
Damn,
Exactly.
damn.
But Mercury looked cool as fuck. It's like a cool little cutscene where he gets out, he's like looking around, and there's like this gigantic ball of fire just like staring at him and shit. It's like, hold up, him, go get my treasure chest, I'll be back. And then you go and open it up, and the one I watched the other day, this dude got like a chest piece, he got Gjallarhorn, he got like a solar burn rifle, auto rifle, and like he got like a whole bunch of shit out of that one chest.
Damn.
But which you should be rewarded that way, getting fucking 9 and 0.
in a
So
row. Or, yeah.
so
All right, well, that's good for the video game news. Let's move on to
Con news.
geekdom of geekdoms, con news.
Con.
Black Sheep went to Comicpalooza in Houston, Texas over the freaking 4-day weekend. But
Yeah, I didn't quite make it all 4 days like I had planned, but even going to a con just for like 1 or 2 days, you have to be like physically and mentally prepared for it. I made it 3 days, was gonna go the 4th, and it's probably a good thing I didn't with all the flooding that happened in Houston, especially downtown Houston, right around that George R. Brown
people had to
area.
like abandon their cars
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, they did. But I went Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, I went as classic Harley Quinn. So if you saw me walking around, took pictures with me, cool. If not, no big deal. Totally understand.
I'm
not really worried about-
Some people are scared to go up to
Right.
cosplayers.
I'm not really worried about, so and so didn't see me. I'm not, famous, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
I was there to have a good time, and I did. Saturday, I went with a group. We did Victorian DC characters. I was Victorian Harley Quinn. My husbando was Victorian Catwoman. And then Marina and I went with us. She was Victorian Power Girl. Jason McKay went with us. He was Victorian Aquaman, and his cosplay was amazing. Like, had the scale mail and everything. He made everything himself. I was just completely blown away. Which I was blown away by everyone's costumes. And then we also had Celeste Ledger with us. She was Victorian Joker's daughter. And poor girl, that was like her first time wearing a corset. It was so funny.
She couldn't breathe?
But, no, it wasn't that she couldn't breathe, because we taught her how to lace up her corset properly. She didn't know how to sit down in a corset. So there were a lot of awkward, like, bathroom trips. Because the thing is, with cosplay, you don't eat and drink in cosplay. Otherwise, you're going to have to make a bathroom trip, and that's usually awkward enough as it is in costume. Because, having to shift...
should you even be saying this right now on this podcast?
Bathroom humor, yay!
Oh,
You
boy.
just walk up to you and be like, hey, what's up? You can just sit down and pee.
We've gone to a couple of cons. We didn't do cosplay, and we were exhausted after one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hats off to you. I
like-
mean, Jesus.
Just after Friday, we were only there for a few hours walking around. I was already tired. And then Saturday was our long day with that group cosplay because we entered into the stage contest. And we just did a skit as well. But that was on top of doing 2 photo shoots beforehand and then practicing our skit in the hotel, in the hotel lobby. And I was carrying around a 40-pound mallet all day.
That was actually 40 pounds?
Yeah.
I was hoping to God that you just had, like, some styrofoam fake
No,
thing.
it's actually made out of expanding foam.
Yeah.
Like,
so it was heavy.
not just the kind that comes in the spray cans, but like the kind that you mix the 2 chemicals together and pour it in something, and then let it expand and dry. And
See, I would have just attached, like, a broomstick to, like, some luggage with wheels on it and just pulled it around everywhere.
But like it's solid. Like, you knock on the end of it, it makes a hard.
So you could have killed Jason Todd with that thing.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. I could have splattered Jason Todd's brains all over the con floor.
All over Batman's tears.
But we But we did a skit, and we didn't win anything, but we weren't really there to win.
Fun. It was fun.
We had a great time. We enjoyed ourselves. There is a video on my cosplay page for the skit that Jason's wife actually took. And if you want to go check that out, you can. It's on my, like I said, it's on my Facebook page, facebook.com/blacksheepcause. And like that was Saturday. Sunday it was just me and my husbando Suji walking around. She was bunny suit Link and I was Navi, and I walked around and annoyed the shit out of her.
Yeah, I saw the
and
pictures.
every other Link cosplayer.
You
there.
could see that she was really just like, I
Yes.
didn't know if that was an act, but
And like, just walking around the dealer's
listen, hey, listen.
Well, I was carrying that sign, and so people kept saying, "Hey, listen!" And I just, I'd randomly, "Hello, look."
That sounded really. Hello, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
So either be annoyed or annoyed.
Yeah.
So that was pretty
And
good.
the best part about Sunday was we were standing there in front of the booths for Animia and Ivy Doom Kitty, and we were already having a good time with them because Animia is one of my senpais and Ivy Doom Kitty is one of Suji's senpais. And so we went up and we gave them both bubbles, and they were having a blast, and we were all blowing bubbles together. And then out of nowhere, I feel this little finger tapping on the back of my calf. I turn around, and it
was Peter Dinklage.
If only. No, it was a baby Navi cosplayer. I'm talking, she couldn't have been more than 4 or 5 years old. And she just looks up at me and goes, "Can I take a picture with you?"
Were you like, listen, bitch, one of us has to change. We're not both wearing the same thing.
But no, I like had this literal fangirl moment. I just, yes,
So
of course you can.
You and the child were wearing the same costume.
Yes.
That is awesome.
And
Yeah, take
like
pictures.
she even had the little sign that said, "Hey, listen." I flipped mine around to where it says, "Watch out." And I got her to say, "Hey, listen" with me. And I made her promise me that every other Link cosplayer she saw, she would annoy the crap out of.
Nice.
So.
It's good to have a new generation of Navis annoying the
Yeah.
shit out of silent little green tunicked fairy boys.
Yeah, and Suji all day was walking around going, "Shut up, Navi," and just all I want to do is cut grass. Yeah, she did that a couple of times. That was awkward coming out of a girl, like hearing a girl say that.
Sound.
So, but it was my husband, so I don't really care.
Yeah.
But like as far as the con is concerned, it was bigger this year. Like last year, they only had half of the space that they did for the dealer's room.
Mm-hmm.
But this year they had the entire from Hall A to Hall E set up.
Yikes.
And
It's a lot of walking.
It was a good like quarter to half mile of walking just from one end of the dealer's room to the other. They had a lot of guests there, and I don't remember all of them, but I know obviously Stan Lee was there. He was signing Saturday and Sunday. They had Colby Smulders, Jeremy Renner, and I'm sorry, don't get me wrong, I understand paying for a photo op, and I understand some of these people are like pretty big celebrities, but $400 for a photo op with Jeremy Renner, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
that shit.
Honestly, like, I mean, both of them, like, they're almost just like lucky actors to be a part of a big thing. Cause I mean, yeah. Oh God, oh How I Met Your Mother, and oh Jeremy Renner's in a million things, but
And I'm
giving Jeremy Renner more credit than Kobe though. I'll at least say that.
Well, I'm not
Why?
saying that
Born,
I
he was in
don't.
a Bourne movie, man. At least
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
one
Main
big thing.
character.
I'm
in
not
a
saying
Bourne
that I
movie.
don't like them.
Main character in
I'm
House
just
Link
saying.
at all.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
I would
saying-
never pay $400 for a picture
Yeah,
of him.
exactly.
No. Don't get me
Exactly.
wrong.
I love them both. Like,
You
I
gotta
love
be a
them
girl
as
that's
actors.
taking a picture
You know,
with me
Jeremy
naked for that
Renner
shit.
is more than just an actor. He's also a makeup artist. Like he does his own makeup. I get it.
$400 for a
But
picture
yeah,
with Jesse Jane?
$400 for a picture? No.
Yeah, porn stars is a different thing.
I'll pay that for a
don't
picture
know.
with Lisa Ann.
About that.
Ew, what?
But anyways, back on the con subject.
Hey, she still looks.
As
okay.
far as like the way the con was run, I'm a little upset because it feels like last year was run more smoothly than this year. It feels like maybe they changed hands management wise, and whoever had it this year just didn't quite know exactly what to
So
do.
bigger wasn't necessarily
See,
Yeah,
bigger.
exactly.
I had to learn
Exactly.
that with South by Southwest because it used to be that same way. But I had to realize like anytime it gets bigger now, it's not gonna run as smooth as it used to because it's too much shit going on. So like I used to get mad too, but then I had to realize like it just comes to
Yeah.
territory, man. Politics get involved and
Yeah, and that's why I'm not
Yeah.
mad about it. I understand. But there was one thing that did aggravate me, and that was the stage contest. It's a cosplay contest. You would think that they would have some of the cosplay guests as judges.
But they did.
No. I don't know who these people were. And at first, like one of the guys sitting up there in the judges' seat, he was dressed as Daredevil. Well, one of the cosplay guests, Woody from Woody and Shay Cosplay, earlier that day had been dressed as the same thing.
Yeah.
So at first I thought it was him. And I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. But then when I got on stage, I realized it wasn't him, and I realized
Some random dude.
they just pulled random people
It was just Jim
In.
Rash from Community.
to right? But they just pulled random cosplayers in to judge the cosplay contest.
Do that?
And the thing is, and I'm not bitter. Honestly, I'm not. Because I didn't enter to win. I just entered to have a good time. But they picked some cosplays for like they had different divisions. Like they had craftsmanship, and then they had performance, and then like judge's choice. And one that won performance that really bothered me was one that I think should have won craftsmanship, and it was a couple of Skeksis characters from the Dark
Nice.
Crystal.
Yes. Nice.
And they looked amazing. Yeah, it was. Yeah, they looked amazing. But all they did was walk up on stage, stand there for a minute or
should've
two,
been
and then
like-
walk off. But somehow they won the performance award. I feel like maybe they should have won the craftsmanship
Yeah.
award instead of performance award.
So then maybe it's just something
So-
lost in translation.
Yeah,
with
I
these
think-
judges who probably weren't
Yeah.
even ready to judge.
But at the same time, half of our group had to announce itself because the guy that was doing the announcing, he got through Marina and Jason, and then it was just like he suddenly didn't give a shit anymore, and so he just held the mic up to me and Suji and was like, "And who are you?" And so we had to announce ourselves.
Interesting.
Wow.
And they messed our music up, but they were doing that to a lot of people, so we weren't. We didn't need the music,
Come on, get up, get down with the song.
right?
That's not our song.
But no,
At
but
the next
no.
con, remind me to cosplay as Keith David.
But honestly, other than a few minor things, I had no problems with it. I loved going to Comicpalooza. That is one that I go to every year. So I'll be back regardless of whether or not they change management hands again.
Cool. Maybe we can talk them into going with you.
Right?
Well, I actually got a Comicpalooza invite.
yeah, I heard about
They
that.
actually invited me.
Why'd I come into play? I'm confused.
What are you talking about?
What?
Why'd you point at me and him?
Well,
What you talking
anyway,
about? I said y'all.
I just want to say this.
Because you looked at me, I was like, what
No,
happened?
I said y'all.
Whoever was running Comicpalooza, I don't know what was going on, but
Yeah, they were having some problems because like Saturday when we went to go in, we already had our passes and everything, and we got in line, and given I needed to go through a weapons check, but the way the line was like serpentining around, it was gonna go right past weapons check, and I was already planning on, as I went past, just hey, tag me, you know, and then somebody, one of the volunteers walked by and was like, Harley, your mallet's not weapons checked. You need to get out of line right now and go to weapons check, and then after that, get right back in line. And I like said something to her about I'm gonna do it as I pass by, and
she was like, "Nah,
like,
play."
no, she made me get out of line, lose my spot in line, and this line was really long.
Yeah.
Lose my spot in line, go to weapons check, and I had to cut through the line.
I feel like
to
we're
get
not
to
doing a good
weapons
job
check.
of promoting geekdom in this episode.
I know I may sound bitter, but I'm not.
I mean,
but like
No, that comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
even though there's frustration in
Yeah.
cons and stuff, it's still very magical. It's still amazing.
yeah, it
fun.
still doesn't change the fact that I had a good time.
Yeah,
There are a few things like the weapons check thing and the cosplay contest judging thing that aggravated me, but I'm still overall happy. Wouldn't change a thing. Had a great time. Met lots of great people. You know, I made some new friendships. I'm actually going to be joining a group called the D20 Girls, and I was talking to James about this earlier. They're a group of females that they're, you know, geeks, obviously. They do everything from cosplay to play video games, tabletop games, crafts. Like, two of the girls, they were sitting there at the booth, they were selling stuff, like they were embroidering they were embroidering blankets. Like, there were some there that had the Triforce symbol and other random symbols. They were doing custom made aprons. There was a lady there that actually did a custom order that I watched Ro, one of the girls, make, and it was an apron that said, "I'm simply one hell of a baker," from Black Butler. So I thought
Where are they based out of?
they are actually a national group, and this was just like the Houston area girls, but there is a Texas chapter that they're actually going up to help some of the Oklahoma chapter. Are we running low on time?
All right. The Alcatel makes a real appearance after
A real Prince
Answer
by
for like 8
Alcatel
episodes.
tells us, time's up, bitches.
But yeah, I'm joining them. The only thing that I have to do is like fill out the paperwork. It's one of those that they're a nonprofit group. There's no fee to sign up. You have to go through a little interview process. I did mine in person with the Texas chapter president who was there at the booth that day. So
Nice. Good luck with that.
I signed up for something like that once. It was like there was an evil corporation, and you sign up to be minions.
Oh yeah.
I did. I really did. Yeah. And I don't know whatever happened to that. Nobody emailed me. Whatever. Fuck you guys.
Didn't get your set of monarch wings.
Yeah, I wish. Shit. Well, I guess that's
Hold up,
gonna be.
pimp.
Oh, what's up?
There was something else comic book related that I was gonna say.
What's up?
The Joker kept his tattoos.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Suck it, nerds.
I didn't, yeah. I didn't want to go into.
I clapped. I applauded. I'm glad you stuck with your guns
Still
and
had
didn't.
the head tattoo and the. Yeah.
Honestly,
Nice.
honestly, as much as I may not like the tattoos, I am glad that they stuck with it
I
and
am.
didn't bow out to the pressure. So
Because I really thought they were going to just be like, man, he kept everything. I was just like,
yeah,
kudos
all
to you.
the tattoos,
Yay.
not just the face
Yay.
tattoos, not just the body tattoos, everything. So
We'll talk about movies on episode 20 because I believe we have not talked about a couple of things. I mean, I haven't seen Mad Max yet or a couple
may
other
neither.
I haven't
movies,
either.
but
Me
we need to
neither.
catch up on that crap, and we'll talk about it in the next episode.
Word.
That's been it for episode 19 of the Permakid podcast. I don't know what to tell you. Hey, if you want to win tickets to Geeks, Games, and Gadgets, share our page, and if we can get up to 300 likes, we'll pick a winner, and we'll give those tickets away.
Boom.
yeah.
Word.
See ya!
Every taint hurt.
Bye.
No, I'm good, man.
I can't hurt.